Did your ex ever really love you, or was it all a lie? Because after all, at the time of the breakup, they were cold, they were distant, they might have even said mean things to push you away. So was it all ever real, or were they just this evil creature the whole time? For the answer, watch this video. Hey, what's up? I'm Coach Benny, and I help people get their exes back. And before I did this, I was a dating coach for 5 years, and it was my job to pay attention to the things that tended to create attraction in other people for my clients. And now these days, I use that perspective to help you get your ex back. Now, breakups can be really confusing, especially when it's the kind that come out of nowhere. Like you didn't really ever get communication from your partner, and then all of a sudden one day they break up with you when you thought everything was fine. Like maybe even the day before they were telling you that they loved you, and now all of a sudden they have this laundry list of reasons why they want to break up, and some of it doesn't make sense. Like, oh, I don't like how you brush your teeth with warm water. And this ability to not only break up with you out of the blue for reasons that don't make sense, but then also to be cold and distant to you and push you away, it kind of makes you question the entire relationship, as a whole. And one thing that I'll say to you as somebody that deals with about 8 different people's stories every single day, and I've been doing this for a while, is that no, your relationship was not a lie. The reason why this impacts you so much is because what you had was something that was real. And if it wasn't real, you wouldn't even care if it was all a lie anyway. It's easy to write off the things that are clearly a scam, clearly stupid, clearly not valuable. But when you've had those authentic moments where you can look each other in the eye and you can feel that what you had was real, and you guys had that moment where you said, I love you, maybe even said, I love you forever. And in that moment, you meant it so much, and they did too. Okay? The loss of that kind of relationship, it hits home pretty hard. So I don't blame you for questioning that. But typically speaking, the people that don't communicate in relationships, and the ones that break up with you out of the blue, and the ones that get cold and distant at the end and block you for literally no reason, these are the people that have been emotionally neglected in childhood, and they don't have good communication skills. They don't tell you their needs and boundaries throughout the course of the relationship. So problems build up, and then as a product of overwhelm from all these problems, and not having communication skills, they end up breaking up with you in order to free up bandwidth because they stress themselves out so much that they don't know how to deal with their life. And is that an excuse for dropping you? No, it's not. But it's coping from somebody that didn't get enough love in their childhood. There's a reason why they're acting this way. And one thing that's really, really important for you to recognize is that they meant when they said, I love you. I'm willing to bet they even love you still, even though they're acting cold and distant. Maybe they even hopped on dating apps a week later or whatever. Doesn't matter what their behavior is. I'm willing to bet that deep down underneath they love you. You might be asking, well, what is that worth now that this has happened? It's worth saying because this time frame where they're pushing you away and they're being distant, it's temporary and it's going to go away. And they're going to miss you again and they're going to come back most likely. One key teaching for you to understand as you're going through all this is that anything that anyone ever says is simply an expression of how they feel in that moment, including when they said, I love you, because it didn't last, because you did go through the breakup. But furthermore, as your ex is saying things to you like, I don't love you anymore, we're done forever, blah, 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 that too is an expression of how they feel in this moment, and you give it time for this little period of coping to subside. Eventually, they're going to be singing a different tune. Now, if you want my help with this process, click into my profile, click this link, set up a call with me, and tell me your story, and I'll give you a customized game plan to get your ex back.